Alright, what's up everybody? My name's Tyler, this is my friend Mike, and we are here today to talk to you about...
We're talking about Bungie's stream today, covering Destiny and the Reef part of the House of Wolves. The first thing they really showed to us was Petra, who is the equivalent of Eris from the Dark Below. And she functions in pretty much the same way, give you your bounties and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Story missions.
New bounties.
New bounties, yeah,
different.
The bounties are all new. They're also not so much as patrol bounties, but they're like story bounties, like go and kill this specific person.
Yeah.
It's not really so much as like collect 200
Right,
things.
so the story is based around in the original story arc that you all played, trying to get to level 20, there was, you went and saw the queen, and she had like a bunch of fallen, and remember like Dinklebot was all like, whoa, why are they fallen here? But she has like made them like loyal to her. Now in this story, all of those fallen have betrayed her and killed like her like awoken friends, and now she
is out for revenge. Yeah,
she wants you to go out and kill like all these leaders. It's kind of like Shadow of Mordor, and like all those like those warlords or whatever they were called.
But they're not. They're kind of the same idea, but it's not like we're going to have random boss encounters as we explore. They're going to be, you pick the bounty, then go find them, kill them, turn in. Right. And I would imagine those repeat as the ones in the Dark Below did.
Yeah.
Slightly different though than Eris was the rewards you can get from her from purchase. We got some new emblems and shaders, and the thing we really like is the ship.
Wow.
We also look up the ship.
Wow.
If you haven't seen the Bungie stream, you should see it. There's a lot of cool stuff. It's pretty exciting. But the ship was like some sort of giant.
Yeah, it looked like the ship. Remember when the gates opened in the tower, and instead of the Iron Banner, it was Queen's Wrath?
I didn't play Destiny at that part.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a player till January.
Okay,
that was in September.
So back in the early days of Destiny, there was those back doors of the tower would open, and off to the right would be Iron Banner, but then sometimes there would be farther back Petra, but before Petra had like this helmet on, and not in House of Wolves she has the helmet off,
and cyborg eye.
She has no eye, which is part of the story apparently.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and then above Petra in the tower there was this huge ship that looked like that, like the one from the stream, but it was all purple and it had like these
they talked about the banners and
so you won't get the banners on that ship. It'll just be the ship.
It's a bare bones ship.
Yeah, it's bare bones, and it's
but it still looks like, sweet. It's huge.
Yeah, it
looks huge.
Bigger than any of the ships so far.
All right, the next thing they showed us was Varkas, who's actually a fallen captain.
Yeah, so he is a fallen, but he can. I didn't even know the fallen could speak English.
I'm sure some of them are domesticated.
Yeah. So he speaks English, and he sells you. I know he's got armor of his own. That you can earn.
Some of this wasn't explicitly explained, but from what I understand, he is where you get your Prison of Elders gear.
Yeah,
instead of getting like in a radial at the end of an encounter, you get a drop with a chance of getting armor or weapon. But from what I understand, he will have weapons and armor that cycle through weekly, and through drops you earn currency to then buy that gear from him.
Yeah,
I believe that's how they said it.
And tying him to the story, he's the only fallen that stayed loyal to him.
Yeah, and he actually started up a new house called the House of Judgment.
Yeah, so he's like judging the entire rest of his house.
Yeah, so lore-wise, he's running the Prison of Elders, which is why he's giving us gear for participating in the event.
Yeah.
Some other stuff he's selling is class items, got some shaders and some ships.
And the ships look like fallen ships.
Yeah, and the armor and the weapons he sells kind of have a fallen aesthetic to them, kind of like the Eris like murmur.
Yeah,
the weapons in the Dark Below have a hive look, which I'm not a huge fan of that.
I was not a fan of the Crota. The
Swordbreaker
aesthetic.
Some of the weapons look pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't like
Murmur and Necrochasm. I think look.
Yeah, they were like brown and
they were not pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, but I do like everything that looks fallen. esque.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Looks real nice.
Okay, so kind of explain that a little more. The armor and weapons that Varkas will have will cycle through on a weekly basis. I think the reasoning behind was you at the start of the week after the reset, you could see what he has.
Mhm.
See, I want that weapon, and then through the week work towards that weapon, and then purchase it.
And then when does he go away on Tuesday?
He doesn't go away.
Or does
That's
that armor
Yeah,
and those weapons
I'm pretty
go
sure
away on
it's,
Tuesday?
it's probably the weekly reset for everything.
Okay, so if I start on Tuesday and I'm like, okay, I want this gun, I don't have to be like worried that he goes
Panicking.
away on a weekend.
Probably not.
Okay, he'll go away on the Tuesday.
Yeah, this seems like an event that would definitely be recommended to play like a little bit every day through the week, so you're not scrambling at the last minute. Because I imagine some of the stuff's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a weekly thing and you have to work up to it every week.
Right.
Okay, next thing, Brother Vance. What can you
Yeah.
tell me about Brother Vance?
Brother Vance is a human from the looks of him.
I didn't get a great look at him.
He's in like a bunch of like yellow and black robes.
Yeah, he kind
And
of
he's-
looks like a monk.
Yeah, and he had like a bunch of candles behind
Yeah,
him.
like they made the joke about the solar energy candles.
Yeah,
It's a little bit of solar energy, not enough to
Yeah,
not enough to hurt you.
But like his whole face was covered except like his mouth.
Yeah.
So I think he's human. But he just like what's the fallen guy's name? Varkas. Just like Varkas runs the Prison of Elders, Brother Vance runs this new Trials of Osiris.
Yeah, I think the title they gave him was Disciple of Osiris.
Yeah.
Disciple.
Yeah.
So yeah, he pretty much functions the same as Varkas. He's your
Adversary.
reward giver for competing in the trials.
Yeah.
So your Egyptian armor that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Every class looks awesome. I think you're gonna get it from him. The thing I thought was interesting was their timing. Weekly, it's not gonna be a permanent event. Trials of Osiris.
Oh, okay.
Like I think he'll be there all the time,
Right.
but you can
But
only
it'll
compete.
be like Iron Banner.
Kind of, but it's going to be weekly. They said from Friday till Tuesday at the reset.
Yeah, it's like a weekend thing.
Yeah,
But they
but
did
it's
say it was
multiple-
every weekend.
Yeah, every weekend.
But-
so it's not like Iron Banner in that regard.
But for some reason, they just don't want you to do it.
Probably so
Monday
you
through
don't
Friday.
gear up too quick, and they want
Yeah.
you coming back every week. Let's be honest.
True.
Okay, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for Trials of Osiris specifically because I don't like Crucible, and
this is PvP.
it is PvP, but they
Hopefully
haven't
more
revealed
skill.
a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be next week.
But yeah, that's gonna be next week's conversation. But yeah, they didn't say much about it. Like they had Brother Vance. They went into like his menu, and you could see these three things. What were they called? They were like
We got rewards, supplies, and passages.
yeah, and they didn't explain those at all.
Yeah, but they said they will next week, and
Right.
they also said some of that will be kind of. I haven't really played much Iron Banner.
Yeah, me neither.
But there are consumables that will affect how you perform in the Iron Banner. I think just give you different buffs for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So I believe they kind of said those will work the same.
Okay, cool.
And then pretty much those are the main points of the Queen's Bay.
Yeah.
The rest they show it has its own vault that looks like an ATM
Yeah.
or like a Pokemon PC.
Yeah.
There's a Cryptarch there called Master Ives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got some
So
Cryptarch.
hopefully he's nicer than.
Well, the
other-
Master Raoul was nerfed. he was nerfed.
Yeah.
It's got its own postmaster. It's got its own. All right. So this bounty, there's a bounty robot there as well.
Yeah.
Those are the same bounties as the tower.
At the tower.
Yeah.
So that when they
So
started revealing all those things, I was like, so this is just a replacement for the tower.
Right.
But they
But
went
no.
on. Yeah.
But no, there's pretty much something I noticed was there's no just like gear vendors in the Queen's Bay.
Oh, okay.
Like there's no not that I saw. There was no equivalent of like the Vanguard Quartermaster or the Shipwright or
Right.
Lord Shax. So the vendors that were there were very specific, and they're not going to have a huge stock of stuff to pick from.
Right.
So if you want a large selection of weapons or armor that are more easily available, they could buy.
Mhm.
You would still go to the tower for that.
Yeah.
The,
And Zur will.
Oh, that's a good point.
They said they were very vague about
Yeah,
it.
they were vague, but I got what they were going for.
I think
They gave like 3 points, and then like the 3 things that are certain with Zer. He will show up weekly. He will have things for you to buy. And you have to choose whether you want those things.
Yeah.
That's all they said. But they said he will show up somewhere. I interpret that to mean he will appear either in the Queen's Bay or the Tower.
God, that's just more places I have to search for him.
Well, you search for Twitter. Twitter will tell you where it is.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll reduce the number of possible places you can spawn
That'd be
in
nice.
each location. Like maybe 3 in each.
Right.
That would be reasonable.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point in the stream, they migrated from the Queen's Bay to the Tower. And the first thing in the Tower they had to share was the new role of the speaker.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that?
Well, the speaker is actually kind of worth something now.
Yeah.
Like I went to the speaker like once, and I was like, meh, he doesn't have anything I want.
Well, he has some cool stuff. I mean, he has aesthetic options, but
yeah, it's
for
all
me,
class items.
The class items, and he has emblems.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I didn't want to spend my motes on that stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's not. I don't have as much time to play as I want. I can't grind for motes.
Right.
But now he has something new.
Yeah. So you can essentially trade materials. So like, what you have ascendant energy.
You have your ascendant shards, ascendant
shards. And
you could trade between those for free. You get 1 for 1.
Right.
You could also trade your ascendant materials for glimmer. I think it's 1 energy or shard, a specific 1 energy or 1 shard, for 250 glimmer, I believe it said.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
I think.
Especially when you have an abundance of them.
Yeah.
And then the other one, you could trade 1 for 1 mote. It was also 1 for 1.
Okay.
And then we could do the same thing with our radiant materials from the dark below.
With Eris.
Well, you don't get them from Eris. You get them
you
from
can trade them with Eris.
Yeah, but this will be an easier way to do it.
Oh,
it's free.
Okay.
Basically.
I see.
So your radiant energy, radiant shards could be switched, and you could also use those to buy glimmer or.
Okay. And can you get the new item material?
No,
okay.
Which we haven't got to yet.
Right.
So and then they gave us a little tour of what the new vendors will have. Nothing too big to report there. A lot of cool looking stuff, I thought.
The gunsmith. He's got.
We're not there yet.
What?
We're not there yet.
Oh, he's a vendor.
Yeah, but he has the low end guns. I'm talking about like the legendary.
Oh,
legendary
yeah. Okay, yeah.
So like they showed us a new monarchy helmet that looked awesome. Some new guns. I thought everything looked really cool.
Everything is super.
It's kind of like cool. I think it's a little more sleek looking.
Yeah.
The guns are also, I noticed, were a little more compact.
Yeah,
which
the
I think
shotguns
fit a Guardian.
Yeah, the shotguns didn't have a stock anymore.
Only assault rifles look like an SMG.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They all looked awesome.
Yeah, and that a big part of a big concern of the community was having vendor gear that would outclass the previous raids gear instantly. Not the case this time around. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
From what we saw, it was the new vendor gear will be at the top stats from the Dark Below.
Yeah.
So it'll be on parity with what you already have, but it won't be better.
Right.
And you won't be able to upgrade them right away because of the new, they hinted that we'd be able to upgrade our new weapons through the new 365 attack, and the new light level will be 34. And during the stream, they went over how to do that. Can you summarize a little bit?
So it's called the little process of upgrading your weapons to 365 attack is called ascending.
Yep.
And it's literally just one more button on the tree.
Upgrade tree, yeah.
Yeah, and it's over on the left by the
damage type, like kinetic solar.
Yeah. And it's like this little golden star or something. And as long as you have enough like glimmer weapon parts.
So legendary and exotics are a little different in what you need. So you need glimmer weapon parts for legendary weapons, and you also need a new material called etheric light.
Yeah.
Interesting name. So you need 1 unit of those to use the upgrade, as well as
for legendaries.
For legendaries,
right.
I believe that's weapons and armor. In addition to the Glimmer, which I think is somewhat cheap. I think it's like 1,500.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And then some amount of weapon parts / sapphire wire.
Yeah, I think it was in the teens for weapon
Yeah,
parts.
it's probably not bad.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. It will be really easy. Another complaint the Destiny community had was we couldn't even upgrade our legendary gear before.
Right.
Only exotics, and you would have to re-upgrade your entire
Yeah.
fleet of exotics.
Yeah,
That takes
that's
forever.
nice.
It takes
Yeah,
so
so
long.
you don't have to, with this ascending thing, you don't have to go through the tree again.
Right. You have to do it once.
Yeah, you have to do it. You have to ascend. You have to have the weapon fully upgraded.
At least we're pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
They went over it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Um,
But then, to get those etheric,
to get the etheric light, it'll be before I even say that, if you do not have the DLC, you will still be able to upgrade and have max light level.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah.
They just said it'll take a little longer, be a little harder, but you can still do it because of how you get the etheric light, which is it'll be in the I believe they said the Prison of Elders, Trials of Osiris, new stuff.
It'll
also
just be drops. Random drops.
I believe just drops.
Yeah.
Kind of like the materials in the previous raids.
Mhm.
And then I believe they also said you can get etheric light from the Nightfall.
Yes.
I'm assuming Ascendant and Radiant materials will still be in the Nightfall.
I hope.
Yeah, because now
I
we
still
can
need
use
them.
we still need them, and they'll be more useful now.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't need them for your armor, you could
You
purchase
can trade them
Glimmer.
over for energy.
Well, Glimmer or motes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It'd be interesting if you could trade Ascendant materials for Radiant materials.
Mm.
And then maybe up to etheric light.
Right.
Maybe that'll be
I
in the
feel like
future.
that'd be like way more expensive though.
Probably. I think that'd be fair. 2 for 1 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So the way exotic items are gonna work is like the same unique Glimmer and weapon parts or like sapphire wire, platonic, whatever it's called for Titans. And then you also need 2 shards. 2 exotic shards.
Yeah.
Which
Instead of the etheric light.
yeah, instead of the etheric light. They said you will still be able to buy that from Xur.
Mhm.
I think those will be a little easier to come by this time around.
Mhm.
And they also, because of the new weapon upgrade process, Xur will not be selling weapon upgrades anymore.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you know how he had the weapons for sale?
And then the weapon upgrades for a second.
Yeah, those will be gone. I imagine you can still do that with armor to get better stat rolls, better intellect and stuff.
Okay.
But the weapons, they'll be gone. Big
I didn't
complaint.
catch that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay.
What's next? Something else I noticed, and I don't know if it's because they were in like a pre-release build of the encounter, but the new weapons and armor did not have the upgrade damage, like upgrade parts of the upgrade tree, or the upgrade defense and light. Yeah. So it should be way faster. Our weapon, so say you buy a weapon from the new Monarchy guy, the attack stat will be 331, which was the Dark Below.
Yeah.
And you won't have to upgrade it piecemeal by piecemeal to 365.
Right.
You'll just go through the tree, which is just your bonuses,
Yeah.
and then you will do the
then
ascend to
and
365.
365.
So
Okay.
it'll be a way faster process.
Good.
Yep. The next big thing they talked about was the new role of the gunsmith. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, so the gunsmith has all the terrible guns that he...
Yeah, the low-level guns.
Yeah.
The necessary evil.
Yeah. And then he still has the armor...
Ammo synthesis.
Ammo synthesis.
He will
for
now
each
be
of
selling telemetries as well.
Right.
Level
for,
of those weapons faster.
For Glimmer.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of
Strange coins.
Which I think is easier to
Yeah,
get.
but you got 5 for 1 strange coin. So when you have...
Yeah.
When you've been playing for a while and you have 300 strange coins.
True.
It's no big deal.
That is a big...
For us semi-hardcore players.
Yeah.
I've only been playing for about 2 months now. It's a little bit bigger of a deal.
Yeah. So for you lower level folk, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I think.
As long as... I hope it's not, heavy ammo synthesis is way too expensive.
Yeah.
Hopefully they bring that down. They didn't talk about it. I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe 500 Glimmer for 1 heavy ammo.
Right.
So hopefully the telemetries will be a little cheaper. But the main part of the gunsmith is he will be able to reforge your weapons similar to Lord Saladin of the Iron Banner.
Yeah, so you'll be able to go to the gunsmith and pick your gun, and then
Yeah, I think it's legendaries only, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's also non-raid weaponry, because I
okay.
believe those have a specific
Stat
bonus roll.
Yeah.
Then-
But then, so like if you don't like your bonuses, like you don't like the one where it's like you can switch to this weapon
or
faster.
you slide faster.
Yeah, like
or slide further.
God,
that's awful.
it's terrible. So like you can go to the gunsmith and be like, I want a new stat roll. You'll have to redo the upgrade tree.
Yep, it'll reset your.
It'll
upgrade
reset
progress.
the gun.
You don't have to have it fully upgraded to do it. You could do it. You could do it right away. You could do it when you're done leveling it, which would be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get all new bonuses.
Yeah. So if you don't like if you like the gun and its main stats,
Yeah.
but you don't like all the little stupid.
So my
bonuses you get.
Vanquisher can get Field Scout and get more ammo per clip. Because that's
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I mean, eventually.
It is random. Yeah.
Yeah, they're random. But do it enough and you should get what you want.
Right.
At least one thing you
And
want.
it costs the gun
Mm-hmm.
plus
Weapon
glimmer
parts.
plus weapon parts.
Yeah. I think that was
And
it.
is that it?
I believe
yeah.
so.
Okay. But it didn't seem too ridiculous.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely with this
in its cost.
with this DLC, they're aiming at streamlining.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely getting the experience faster, getting the minutia of playing Destiny out.
Yeah.
So this will give us less time doing random patrols, and more time doing raids and Prison of Elders and trials.
Yeah, I have a scary feeling that maybe the people who do play Destiny, like hardcore,
Like Dado, shout out to Dado.
yeah, the people who do play it hardcore, I feel like are gonna have an easy time
Possibly.
getting up there fast.
But some of it depends on how much of the etheric light you can get.
That's true. Maybe
And
the drops are
seems
really
hopefully not too rare.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're at about 3 or 4 at a time, that seems pretty fair.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm assuming it's a totally random drop. Like materials in the first 2 raids were really common.
Mhm.
I would like to see it less common than that.
Yeah.
Because you only need 1 to ascend.
right.
1 piece of
Right.
gear.
Yeah. I assume this etheric light will be less common than our other upgrade materials.
Cool. So that leads to the question: does this help or hurt variation in our character builds?
Well, yeah, we were talking about that off camera, but so I was saying how now that you can get all your armor to the max,
To parity with the new stuff.
yeah, and then all your guns can be at 365. What's the point of getting the newest, greatest
Mhm.
gun? Because I could get my silly little.
Well, let's take Fatebringer, because I think people will agree Fatebringer is the best legendary hand cannon in the game. So that you would have to ask yourself, would I use this hand cannon over Fatebringer? It would have to have some pretty interesting bonuses.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, they're all probably, you can get any gun that's legendary or exotic to 365.
Mhm.
But that just means you're gonna have to pick your favorite gun based on stats and looks.
I think people want
yeah.
visual variety in Destiny.
that
People
is-
want that a lot.
That is very true.
I would love to see some weapon shaders maybe coming in the next big update. They didn't say anything about it in this one.
Yeah.
I don't see it coming.
Yeah, I don't see it coming soon, but I would like that. God, I love the Vanguard colors. That black and orange.
I like the
I want-
new Monarchy colors.
Yeah, the red.
The red
yeah.
and white.
But your guns, you can pick your favorite gun based on skills and bonuses now, instead of having to pick. Okay, this one's got.
Yeah, like this is
331.
the max attack.
So I'm
use
just
this.
gonna use it, even though
We're gonna
the
see a lot
recoil-
more stuff in Iron Banner, I bet.
Yeah.
Because I imagine I don't have much experience, but I imagine people weren't using
Right.
volatile glass weapons because they weren't doing as much damage.
Yeah, I
So
bet.
that's cool.
Like Last Word was probably the only thing people used.
Or Hawkmoon.
Or Hawkmoon.
Or
Yeah.
Red Death. So we'll see some new legendaries popping up probably.
Yeah.
I
think it will. I think it will overall give more variety to players.
So
they'll be able to use the guns that they would have just had to throw away.
Yeah, because you can mix and match your armor more easily. You could use to get to max light. You can use vendor gear. You could get Trials of Osiris gear. You could use your Volatile Glass gear. So you could either mix or match them. I think that wouldn't look very good.
Yeah.
Or you could just be a Volatile Glass looking
person. Yeah.
Guardian.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You'll be able to say something with your armor.
You could
You'll
say
be able
this
to,
was my favorite raid.
Yeah.
Or
like I'm really good at Crucible.
Yeah.
I'm really good at Iron Banner, or I'm really good at this new Trials of Osiris.
I like running strikes for hours and hours and days.
Yeah.
Days in some cases.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna be awesome. People are gonna look.
They just have to get creative with their bonuses. And are you familiar with Black Hammer?
Yeah.
From Crota?
Yeah.
I think that's a promising thing that they can think of some interesting bonuses that are unique to certain weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will see like Raid and Trials of Osiris and Prison of Elders weapons being more prominent because those tend to have more interesting bonuses.
Yeah.
The vendor gear kind of just cycles through the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be nice to see a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Because some people just have a gun they like, and regardless of the bonuses, maybe it was their first legendary, and they just want to keep it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it for the stream. On the stream was Deej, community manager, Gathalion from the community, and I can't remember the name of the last guy. He's a creative director. He's been
he said he'd been working on the game for like the past 7 years.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna look up his name.
He's been deeply involved.
So that for me.
Throughout the entirety of creating Destiny. But one thing they did say was, as they were just like talking between each other, is that they did want to focus on the story a little more than they did in Crota, because that was a complaint people had. Not a big complaint, because I mean, just take Destiny as what it is. It's like you do repetitive things over and over. So like, the story doesn't. It matters, but it's not like the main thing you're looking for.
Right.
It's not a Last of Us.
Well, especially once you hit level 20, I mean, you don't care about the story. I kind of have an issue when people say there is no story, because there is a story.
Yeah, there is. And if you
that's central to the game. It's just not. It's not trying to do anything new.
Right.
It's not trying to be a space opera.
Yeah. I am glad that there
not trying
will
to be Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad that there will be more story though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not. They didn't in this stream. They didn't detail if we're getting new story missions like we did. We like in the Dark Below. We got like 3 story missions.
Yeah.
Then Eris had like quasi story missions that were kind of weird. That I don't think they really specified what we're going to see out of that.
I think they did say.
Hopefully, we'll get some cutscenes regardless.
Yeah, but I think what they did say is that there will be story missions that Petra gives you before she gives you these warlord
like the
bounty things.
like the assassination bounty kind of thing.
Yeah. So you will have to go through a story mode before you can do.
That's what I'm thinking. That's how Dark Below was.
Yeah, you will have to do this story mode before you do Prison of Elders, and I think also before you can do.
Before you do the endgame stuff, you have to complete the story.
Yeah,
like the main parts of the DLC.
Yeah.
Creative director's name Christopher Barrett.
Okay.
So it's him, Deej, and Gothalion on the stream. Next stream, I believe it'll be them 2 plus Triple Wreck, also from the community.
Okay.
PvPer. That'll be
for the Trials of Osiris.
Yeah, Trials fitting. That'll be next Wednesday. That'll be April 30th. Yeah. No, April 29th.
29th.
Yeah.
29th.
2 more things they said kind of off the cuff in the stream. No ghost shells, which I'm disappointed about. I just hate that it's empty permanently. It's like a non-pre-order.
Yeah,
I have nothing to put there.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it and I didn't get anything because you had to pre-order.
You have to
like
the
Ghost
Legend
edition or the Ghost edition.
Yeah. Also, no item trading as of now.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
think
fine.
they're considering it at all.
Probably not.
As of,
It just seems like people could take advantage of that too easily.
they will. Like I think you'll see people charging to fully
Right.
level raid gear and just give it to someone.
Right.
And we don't want that.
Then you don't have to work for
What's
it.
the point?
What's
I
the
mean,
point? Yeah.
What's the point of not doing the raid to get the gear to do the raid? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
You need, like the reward needs to be. You need to do the process to get the reward, and then you can just do it over and over.
And that's part of the fun of the game too. So I don't know why people would want to do
It
that.
feels good to get a drop.
Right.
So that's pretty much does it for
For this week.
for info. Anything else from you?
I don't know. It looks cool.
Yeah. What part from what we've seen are you most excited for?
I probably Prison of Elders. I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. Oh, something they said that we didn't write down, but I remember. Gathalion asked if this Prison Elders was going to be like go in and kill stuff over and over.
Oh yeah.
It'll be the same every time. He dispelled those rumors, so said there'll be a lot of randomness to it. You won't really know what you're getting.
Yeah, he specifically said replayability.
Replayability.
Which is something you have to, like, replayability is something you have to do in Destiny, but not something you'd like to do.
Right.
So,
but I think this will be enjoyable replayability.
Right.
Well, you're not, like, because Strike you do over and over is the same. Even the Nightfalls, you get the same.
Right.
And
it's the same as the weekly, which I hate.
Yeah, but the weekly goes pretty
Yeah.
So, Prison Elders should be.
I'm excited.
Edge of your seat. No, don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Even without the raid, I'm fine with that. As long as they don't make me pay for the raid when it does come out. Yeah. Because I'd be kind of peeved.
Yeah. They haven't said anything about that, have they?
Yeah. No. But the new raid will be a Fallen.
Well, there's the rumored Reef raid.
Reef
raid. It's a rumored raid that would obviously take place in the Reef.
Okay.
I believe it was supposed to be part of this DLC, and for whatever reason they scrapped it.
Yeah.
At least for
I think
now.
if they've been working on Prison of Elders and Trials of Osiris and the raid, I can see why they. Yeah,
they can't.
You can't
do
that
all three
all at once.
and make them all good.
Yeah.
Plus, you have the story and the bounties and stuff. Hopefully, the bounties are varied. The Patron bounties.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll probably agree with you on that. Or I'm excited to just get some new gear.
Yeah.
Start seeing some of these stuff.
Yeah.
I really want the Trials armor sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The armor looks so cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's all like gold and it
Egyptian.
looks like Egyptian
Yeah,
stuff.
the hunter looks like a mummy.
Yeah. But real quick, the aesthetic of the Reef itself.
Yeah.
It's very purple.
It's kind of like Han Solo would be hanging out there.
Yeah, it's very
it's
very
kind
like
of scummy.
rugged.
It's kind of scummy. It's just like a spaceport.
Yeah. But like that like at the front of the tower you can see the city, and at the front of the reef it's just like this.
You just see space.
Yeah, it's just this purple pit of like garbage and like.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that's a good color, purple.
Yeah. I love me some purple. But yeah, that's it for this stream.
Oh, something else. I've seen something online about a second social space being added to this DLC for 3 people, and it's something to do with Trials of Osiris. No mention of that on the stream.
Maybe that'll be the
probably the Temples of Osiris or Trials of Osiris stream next week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we will bring you some more conversation about those Trials of Osiris next week.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for Destiny's second expansion, House of Wolves, coming out
May 19th.
May 19th.
Same day as Witcher.
Same day as Witcher, Wild Hunt.
Getting me some Destiny.
Yeah, I will be playing Destiny that day.
Yep.
But I will play that Witcher.
Yeah, I'm going to play it in the fall, probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some time.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. But yeah.
Cool. That's all for me.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.